welcome back to my channel. This is a reading vlog. It's the beginning of the year, and I have finally picked up The Ministry of Time by Kaliane Bradley. I don't know how you say it, I'm just gonna look it up. Kaliane is how I want to say it, but I do not know. So far, I've really been enjoying it. I just started it yesterday, and I read 91 pages. I was enticed by the very first page. There was a line about enslaving lightning that I thought was funny. I really just like the language. I really love Old English with modern context, you know? I feel like language was so playful and colorful back then, and I'm finding it very interesting. Our main male character notices something that is written off by our main female character that is definitely going to come back later, and I feel like that part of it is really obvious when you're reading a book about time travel, like if they're seeing someone with something that doesn't exist. Anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but I'm interested. Like, I haven't figured out how it's going to come back. If that was like him, if that was her. She didn't look at the rest of the picture, so she didn't see who had the object either, which is going to come back later. Like, I feel like there are breadcrumbs. I'm excited to keep reading it. I'm on page 91 right now. I think it's about 5 months into their project, and I think they're starting to have feelings for one another in a way. Like, it's like forced close proximity with very unusual circumstances. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hello. Boy, oh boy. I'm a little further in this book, and I'm literally chomping at the bit to fucking read it right now, so I'm just gonna jump in and continue reading. We're close to the twist. The narrator is alluding to things like being like, I didn't catch this, or like, you might be wondering why I'm not suspicious at this point, blah blah blah. Yeah girl, I am wondering. I'm interested to know what happens. I can feel the twist in my bones. Yeah. Facial reconstruction done. And she just listed it. She said Botox, jawline's been shaved, extreme papers and tear troughs and cheek style. It's not her natural eye shape. Her brows are microbladed. I feel like that's gonna get back later for some reason. I want to say that I think our narrator that we're following and her supervisor are the same person, separated by time. That's my guess. Now that I've made that prediction, I'm finding so much to back me up. What's this going to be senior enough to stop him leaving? Huh? Like your superior, perhaps? I just finished reading The Ministry of Time by Kaliane, and I really liked it. I think is my short answer. I will say I felt like the romance was very fast on Gore's part, and it was explained in like he's dangerously repressed. He's just not sharing. He doesn't share those kinds of things because Victorians don't share those kinds of things. And he doesn't know what she needs and like wants in this modern time. But then they have that conversation and then immediately he's like, take off your shirt. Take off your shirt. I didn't like how fast that scene was. Like there's something about jumping into the sex right after having that conversation of like, I've been trying to court you and like I don't know what you need or like what. I don't know, I guess it was the jump to physical intimacy for me that I found too fast. But that was really my only complaint. I don't know, I guess I'm unsure why he liked her really, other than like his regret, his guilt, his shame, and also his attraction to this Inuit woman was kind of placed on our narrator. And then at some point we get a passage that was talking about him noticing the differences between her and the Inuit woman, but him still thanking God for this chance to know her, to come through the time door, you know, and to have this relationship with this woman. And she really liked him because she was infatuated with him and like obsessed with him. Like I don't think that their love was realistic. I think it was almost like a product of coping with their unusual circumstances and forced close proximity. I can see why it doesn't go into their relationship afterwards because I don't know what their relationship afterwards will be like in Alaska. So I guess the romance part of this book was actually the part that I was least invested in. Even though this is largely a romance, all the government things going on, all the like world things going on, like the concept of time travel on its own, like I really enjoyed how this book dove into that and questioned it and speculated about what might happen, what could happen, and like the idea of a love divided by time is so beautiful. Like I love that idea, you know, of these two people that never should have been able to come together, like coming together and falling in love. Like I just feel like there's not enough book here for a real thorough romance, but for what this was and like the action and the time frame, also like it just being a year that all this shit is going down. Wow. Like I think it's good. And it's left open-ended. I really love being able to imagine the ending. Like being able to imagine that our narrator goes to Alaska, that she finds them and she gets to have a life with Margaret and Gore. They're free of the ministry, you know, forever. And in a way they get to have their life. In a way I think that they want, you know, in that regard, that they did change history and that they changed their history or their future. I don't really know what the last few paragraphs are about. Like she gets the picture from Gore with the underlined passage and rogue mail and the note, "Of course I love you." And she's like, "I think I might take a trip." And then it changes to, "This is how you change history. As far as you know, or as far as the you that is me knows, the time door is broken. You may never receive this document, which tells you what you will become if you follow this version of yourself. But if this falls into your hands, then I want you to know how it happens step by step so you can change it. I exist at the beginning and end of this account, which is a kind of time travel, but I hope you'll find a way to contain me. I know how much you've longed for your future, to lean down and cup your face, to whisper, 'Don't worry, it gets better.' The truth is, it won't get better if you keep making the same mistakes. It can get better, but you must allow yourself to imagine a world in which you are better." Okay, and that's the part that I don't, like, that part I don't really understand. Like, I think the end is sweet. Like, the truth is it won't get better if you keep making the same mistakes. But the lead up to that, like, who is she talking to? She's talking to herself, but like, at what point is she writing this? And at what point is she reading it? Like, I don't understand. And it's like the whole, "You may never receive this document." Is this supposed to be at the beginning of the book? Is this supposed to be at the beginning of the book? Like, is this one of those things where you're kind of going backwards and you get the end at the beginning? So the time door is broken. So she is talking to a version of herself that already knows that the time door existed and is broken. You may never receive this document, which tells you what you'll become if you follow this version of yourself. Which version of yourself? I'm confused. The version of herself that goes after Gore, or the version of herself that doesn't? But if this falls into your hands, then I want you to know how it happens step by step so that you can change it. Why does she want to change it now? I guess. Like, what? Why does she want to change it after they've won? Because what I just read, the "Of course I love you," the picture from Alaska, "I think I might take a trip," they've won. They've gotten the ministry off their back. She's gonna go find them and have this relationship. Right, in theory. I think that's the logical step here. But then what is this next, like, break? And like, then I want you to know how it happens step by step so you can change it. What does that mean? Forgiveness, which takes you back to the person you were and lets you reset them. Hope, which exists in a future in which you are new. Forgiveness and hope are miracles. They let you change your life. They are time travel. From "This is how you change history" to the end, I think I could have done without all that because it just confuses me. I do want to listen to some author interviews to see if she touches on her ending, that last little bit. I feel like the concept alone carries so much of this book, but the writing was really well done. I thought the characters were really well done. I thought the way that it was put together, like, I loved Adela also being her, which I did call, I don't know, it was like 2 pages before she had the thought of like, "Oh, I want to be superior enough to keep him from leaving." And I was like, well, duh, she's Adela. Like, anyway, oh, it was so good. Definitely heart-wrenching, tear-inducing, like I cried. Like, I was just so invested in their story, and I honestly read it a little slow because I wanted it to last. I don't know, this book is so playful and yet so serious. And I find that amazing. When you're reading it, you can really see yourself as the bridge. And I think the bridge not having a name helps that. At the end of the book, she kind of has an author's note that talks about Graham Gore and how he was a footnote in a lot of other people's writings and how he contributed drawings to other people's writings about expeditions and calling the footnote, you know, and saying that taught her that it's always worth reading the footnotes. And I just think that's so beautiful. It makes me kind of want to cry because there are so many people that are lost to history, that are lost to book burnings, that are lost to a lack of access, a lack of freedom, people that we don't get to know about or hear from. We don't get a first-hand account of what their lives were like. And in a way, seeing them is seeing our own future too. I mean, people in power really control history, and I think at this time, politically, this is a great read. A great read. 5 out of 5 stars. Tears, thoughts, whatever. Go read it.